Hi, it's Guy again. Welcome to another one of our series on buying companies. But this one's a bit different. I had an idea just now chatting to Johnny, who helps me with these videos. And I thought I'd share it with you really. Sort of an idea popped into my head. And it was the analogy between buying companies, growing your business empire, whatever you want to call it, and electric cars. We've got a number of members that have been through our program over the last year, 18 months, who successfully completed the Elite course, which is a 12-month program, and had a really good time, which I'm overjoyed about. It's one of the reasons why we do what we do. But then they've been sort of saying, well, what's next? What can I do now? So we've put together a program which we've called a mastermind program after Napoleon Hill's concept of the mastermind group. You know, how the group of minds come together and create a bigger effect. But there are lots of mastermind groups out there, so I was always a little bit cautious about calling it that. Anyway, for want of a better expression, we came up with Platinum. And then I remembered, just chatting to Johnny now, about the Tesla, the electric car called the Tesla, which is a pretty awesome piece of kit, really. Elon Musk and his guys have built this thing. And I remember, well, a couple of friends of mine have got them. They kind of rave about them, say how amazing they are. Hi Martin, if you're watching this, Martin Norbury, he loves his. Steve Davis, Siam, I know you're all raving fans of Tesla. Anyway, I sort of digress slightly, but I don't know which model it is, but one of the models has got a button that they call the ludicrous button. And it means that the car will go ludicrously quickly. They go pretty quickly as it is. So I thought that was quite amusing, really. And then I thought, do you know what? We missed a trick there. Instead of calling our mastermind group the Platinum Mastermind, really we should have called it the Ludicrous Mastermind, or just Ludicrous. Because the whole point at this stage now is that some of our guys have now bought companies using the process, the method that we've shared with them and taught them. But also we've got a whole group of people just on the cusp of completing deals. They're going to be coming through as well. So our system works. It's a fantastically rewarding thing for me to kind of share that with them and see them go through that process. But quite rightly, it's kind of, well, okay, what's next? What am I going to do? Already, Paul, who only completed 4 weeks ago, he's got 2 other companies back at his doorstep saying, will you please buy us? So, news spreads. I always say to our members that, do you know what, it changes. As soon as you bought a company, you become a player. You're no longer a wannabe, you're it, you're doing it. So that's really exciting as well. I'm just loving it for him and for his family and everything that goes with it, really. So I thought, you know what, maybe ludicrous is the name that we need to use. So anyway, we're going to have I think something like 8 people coming into that group and starting to learn more about the amazing strategies that we can introduce, some of which we introduce anyway during the course of the Elite program. People that come on our intensive course, the 3-dayer, they get access to this information as well. But obviously, by the nature of the beast with the intensive, it is intensive. It's kind of pushed into those 3 days. So it's knowledge. I wouldn't say overload, but it's a lot of detail put together in a relatively short space of time. If you've ever done a cookery course, I really like cooking. I've done a few cookery courses, not as many as I should have done, but they are good fun. And I learned how to reduce. How to do a reduction on sauces, where you get this reducing down and this concentration of flavour, and a bit like the Tesla and the ludicrous button is about massive acceleration in the car, and so we want to use that analogy to massively accelerate your business growth and get you towards that financial freedom that is the purpose. Otherwise, why do we get out of bed to be an entrepreneur? But actually what I really like is this other analogy of kind of reduction, so getting really deep down into the flavour, so that flavour explosion there in your mouth, and that's what these ideas are about. It's like pouring good stuff into the pan, into your brain that is the pan, and just kind of reducing it down until you get those flavours that are really strong and really powerful, and and your juices are excited. You know, if you like food, your mouth starts salivating because you're just really excited about what's coming, what's on the plate in front of you, and that's what's going to happen in the mastermind group as well. So, what else do we do? Well, I've talked about the elite program. It's 10 meetings over the course of a year. We meet for dinner, an informal dinner the night before. We stay in a 4-star hotel with a lovely spa and gym and great environment. It's about getting out of your normal environment, going into a bubble and kind of focusing on that. 10 people at a time, and sometimes with their partners, really kind of getting to know the ins and outs of the process, but building strong relationships as well. And then the intensive, again, it's limited to no more than 10, and we spend 3 days going really, really deep into why you're doing it, all the processes, the techniques, the structures, how you find companies. Do you do the direct route? Do you do through the broker network, and so on? So all these kind of different routes to find the motivated vendors that we want to be dealing with. And then lastly, finishing off with really practical hands-on. This is how you're going to engage in battle, as it were. How you're going to start to do deals and negotiate. Some role playing as well. It's good fun doing role playing because we can tease out where people's concerns might be, or where they feel a bit weak. And one of the other great joys for me is working with Terry Gormley. So Terry started out as my coach. I met him quite a few years ago now. Terry's just the most amazing guy. He's one of the UK's top NLP, neuro-linguistic programming coaches. He is the mind shaper. Go and check out his website, his testimonials on there, tell you everything you need to know about Terry. And it's a huge benefit for me in the club and for our members that Terry's part of that as well. And so you'll learn stuff about your own human behaviour, why you function in the way that you do, how you can change your mindset, what kind of things will help you to be better as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, and succeed at the level that you want to succeed. And there just is nowhere else that does that. There's nowhere where you can come and learn how to buy companies, how to plan for your future success, and then how to operate at a level that most business owners can only dream of, really. So does that sound a bit boastful? I hope not. It just is what it is, and I'm very, very fortunate to get to spend most of my days doing stuff like that and sharing it with people, really. So if that's excited you, fantastic. Someone once said to me, some people will like you and some won't. Don't be worried about the ones that won't. So again, if that makes sense to you, then you're one of us. As I said in one of the other videos, we're kind of like the weird club here. What we do is a bit extraordinary, a bit different. So if that appeals, then come on in. Let's get you on board and start getting involved. Our entry level is a workshop. We do what we call the Business Acquisition Essentials workshop every month. So either London or Manchester. Go onto Eventbrite. You'll find all the details. Just book on. It's less than £100. 4 hours of real in-depth going under what I call going under the bonnet and learning how this stuff works. In fact, one guy came on the course, the workshop, went away and he's bought a company. So that's pretty good. £97 to go and buy, I don't know how big it was, but certainly a sizable business. I think that's pretty good return on cash, and I'm over the moon that he's done that. So yeah. Those are the ways in which you can interact with us. We're just about to launch a done-for-you service. So if you're cash-rich and time-poor and you just physically don't have the time, which is pretty tough, and I get that, I've been there. You could probably make the time, but if that's in where you are and your mindset, then we can do a done-for-you as well. So we'll help you to go out and find the companies that you want to buy, negotiate the deal for you, and hand it over, and that's pretty cool as well. So keep an eye out for that. All of that information is on our website, www.thebusinessbuyersclub.co.uk. We've got our public Facebook page. We also have a closed one for our members. Obviously, you can post down here, ask questions, etc. Come back to us, ask away. I love to have involvement, and if you haven't already, then subscribe to the channel. And that's about it, really. I hope that's been a reasonably kind of intimate run through what we do and the reasons why, and you can get from that the passion and then the enthusiasm that I have for this subject. I hope you like me, I like you, we all get on, that'll be great. But either way, do get in touch and just take part in this journey, because transforming your life and what you want for your future from buying companies is just the best thing that you could possibly do. So until next time, bye for now.